honestly thinking this might be my weirdest video yet. I was hesitant to even upload it, but here it is. I am Richard Dawkins, a professor, and I am here to debate the best of the Christian apologists and to break them down in the name of almighty science, to get them on their knees begging for mercy like dogs. I just had tea with my good friend Stephen Hawking, who will be assisting me today. Steve, any preliminary comments? I'd love to hear more about your island getaway, holiday adventures, but instead we must focus on our Christian interlocutors and destroying them with facts and logic about their God delusion. You're watching Reason and Theology Live, and I'm your host, Michael Lofton, and I'm going to be debating Richard Dawkins today on the existence of God, charitably, with nuance. So, just to start remark, man, I just want to make my little argument, you feel me? Pope Francis exists, right?
Oh, obviously he does.
Well, then I rest my case. I didn't realize it was going to be so easy.
He left the chat. That was it.
I remain unconvinced and skeptical.
Mr. Hawking, delightful as always. Now to our next Christian interlocutor.
Hey, Richard. I'm Gavin Ortlund, and I'm just a little concerned there might be an accretion in your understanding of God. It seems that you view God as a very angry God, as a mean God, and we know from Scripture
Let me stop you right there. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and fellow seekers of truth, I stand before you not merely as a scientific scientist who studies science, but as a soul burdened with the weight of revelation. For too long we have been ensnared
by the shackles of ancient superstitions and mythical constructs. Tonight I implore you to cast aside the veils of ignorance and bigotry and join me on the journey of enlightenment.
You are turning into Jay's analysis. My name is Jay Dyer, and damn, Dickie Dawkins, you've been going on and on there, man, but dude, that is not an argument. I'm gonna need you to make an argument like tag the transcendental argument for God. That is an argument because it can give an account of basic metaphysics and justification. Whereas what you're saying is just a bunch of yapping, and I'm gonna need you to lay off my buddy Gabby. He's my bestie. We both realize we hate Paul Washer way more than we hate each other, dude. So we're actually cool now. So you're watching Jay with Jay's analysis. Hey, it's me, Gavin Ortlund with Truth Unites. Jay, hear my heart, buddy. I know we're besties, and I normally would agree with you that we should press him a little bit more and get a debate out of him, but instead I'm thinking we should lean more towards a dialogue and actually probe a little bit about the psychological concerns, because emotions, although real, don't constitute an argument, but they do constitute a real feeling that could lead to people rejecting our Lord. So allow me to ask him this question. Dickie, was there, I don't mean Dickie, sorry, Richard Dawkins, was there a time in your life where you realized that you felt like you couldn't love God? I'm curious what that would be.
I am reminded of a pivotal moment in my life, a moment that served as the catalyst for my unyielding pursuit of reason and rationality. It was the day my parents divorced. As a young boy, I watched helplessly as the foundation of my world crumbled beneath me in the wake of their separation. I was left to grapple with the profound question of why a benevolent deity would allow such pain and suffering to befall innocent souls. In the darkness of despair, I placed solace in the comforting embrace of religion, clinging to the hope that there existed a divine plan beyond my comprehension in the Anglican Church. Yet, as I delved deeper into the mysteries of existence, I found no solace. No. I found the relentless grip of reality. Instead, I felt the cold, indifferent gaze of an uncaring universe.
Okay, dude, so just like normal problem of evil has been dealt with a million times. Jay, although I agree that there's been plenty of sufficient answers to the problem of evil raised by Christian philosophers, I will say that it can be a difficult, question for Christians to answer in a debate setting a lot of the times. So we should hear Dickie out.
As a professor, I think your main problem is you're too caught up in metaphysics and not enough in science. You have not even a cursory understanding of the scientifical science. Allow me to elucidate upon ineffable profundity of our current scientific discourse. As we traverse the labyrinth of the corridors of quantum mechanics and string theory, we find ourselves inexplorably drawn towards the nexus of empirical inquiry and theoretical abstraction. Indeed, the ontological implications of the cosmological investigations compel us to reconsider the very fabric of reality itself. Dude, I have a lot of respect for science. My name's Radim Zoomer. I think I really know where you guys are going wrong. You guys need an Australian guy to talk about didgeridoos and boomerangs till you guys get it through your head. G'day, mate. Listen up, yeah? Science, it's all a bit of laugh, ain't it? I mean, you got these blokes in our lab coats poking around with their test tubes and our microscopes thinking they're all clever and whatnot, eh, mate? But let me tell you, real knowledge ain't found in some fancy textbook or research paper, nah. It's out there in the bush with the kangaroos and the didgeridoos, mate. You want to learn something useful, you got to learn yourself a boomerang, mate. Give it a good throw, see it come back to you. That's some real science, mate. None of this fancy pants stuff you find in them universities. And don't get me started on them stars up in the sky, eh? You don't need a telescope to see the Southern Cross. Just look up and there she is, mate, guiding you through the night. So don't forget about your beakers and your Bunsen burners, mate. And come and join me for a bit of fair dinkum Aussie wisdom.